Hi, welcome, and thanks for joining us. My name is Barb Seaman. I'm Sales Marketing Specialist at CCM, and today you will be hearing from Jessica Botello, CCM's Director of Impact and CRA Research. She will be discussing institutional investors and how they can customize their impact through our CCM Community Impact Bond Fund, which the ticker is CRANKS, as well as the earmarking process and CCM's impact reporting. Before we begin, we wanted to remind you that this is a very brief overview with half the time dedicated to answering Q&A. I will now turn it over to Jess.
Thanks, Barb, and thank you to everyone joining us. Today, as Barb mentioned, I'm going to chat about an innovative approach to mutual fund investing that goes beyond financial returns. So here at CCM, we offer our mutual fund shareholders the unique opportunity to direct their investment dollars towards specific communities and social objectives that align with their values. This pioneering feature sets CCM apart from other mutual funds as it empowers and allows shareholders to have a direct impact on the causes that they specifically care about. So how does this work? Similar to traditional mutual funds, each shareholder in the CCM Community Impact Bond Fund owns a proportionate share of the fund's income and returns. However, what sets CCM apart is this process we call earmarking, which takes inspiration from the earmarking process seen in congressional spending bills. And by taking advantage of this feature, shareholders can target a portion of their investment dollars to specific impact themes, initiatives, or communities that really reflect their desired social and environmental outcomes. Transparency and accountability are two key components to this process and are both at the core of CCM's values. So shareholders who are participating in this earmarking process receive detailed impact reports offering a comprehensive overview of how their earmarked investments are making a difference. And these reports allow shareholders to really track the positive changes resulting from their investments, giving them a tangible connection to the impact they're making. And this is in addition to impact reporting that's done at the firm level and also at the fund level. Additionally, the mutual fund offers the added benefits of both liquidity and diversification as well. And this is because shareholders have the ability to buy or sell shares in the fund, providing flexibility and accessibility to their investments. The fund is an open-end, no-load mutual fund. It offers daily liquidity and there's no redemption fee. So by pooling resources with other like-minded investors, shareholders really benefit from the diversification inherent in a mutual fund structure, which seeks to manage risk and optimize returns. Here at CCM, we believe that investing should not only generate financial returns, but also contribute to meaningful social and environmental change. So our unique combination of the liquidity and diversification of a mutual fund with the added ability to target specific impact themes, initiatives, or communities provides a powerful tool for our investors who want their money to have a positive impact in communities and advance important social objectives. You probably saw in the email that was sent around for this webinar, but we recently published a perspective titled Customizable Impact through the CCM Community Impact Bond Fund that explains how shareholders in this institutional share class of the fund, or CRANX, the ticker, can take advantage of this targeting and earmarking feature. So I like to think of this as a two-page reference guide on the process that I'm about to explain. And you can find it on our website, which is ccminvest.com, under the Insights tab in the Impact Institute section. And it should be one of the first few listed there because it's a recent addition. So our earmarking process offers 3 customization options by geography, impact theme, and by impact initiative. Shareholders that have a minimum investment of $500,000 in our mutual fund can choose to align their investments with their desired impact preferences. So they can target specific geographic areas, such as counties, states, or regional areas to align with any place-based objectives they may have. Alternatively, shareholders can select one or more of CCM's thematic-based targets, which include areas such as affordable housing, there's gender lens investing, investing in healthy communities for poverty alleviation, minority advancement is another example. And these areas allow investors to focus their capital on areas that resonate with their values. And lastly, we currently offer 2 impact initiatives. One is our Minority Cares initiative and a COVID-19 relief initiative, allowing investors to make a targeted impact in these critical areas. Another useful section of our website is the Impact Customization tab, where you can find a full listing of all of our current impact themes. I only named a few. And also there's a targeting form that investors can submit with their desired targeting preferences if they wish to take advantage of this option. Here, internally at CCM, our proprietary tracking technology is really key at offering this feature to our shareholders, as it helps to facilitate the efficient management of this earmarking process. It really helps to ensure the accurate earmarking of funds according to each client's customization preferences. And it also allows us to provide the transparency and accountability that we're known for. Just to dive in a little bit deeper on the impact reporting that I mentioned, shareholders taking advantage of this targeting option receive detailed reports that are outlining the specific bonds earmarked to meet their directed targets. So these reports include both quantitative metrics and also go beyond by sharing qualitative stories that really illustrate the beneficial impact that each investment is having. So through these reports, investors will really witness firsthand how their capital is making a difference in the impact areas that they have chosen. We believe investing should go beyond financial gains and really strive for positive change. So we love to see our mutual fund shareholders taking advantage of this unique opportunity to align their investment dollars with their values. And by participating in our pioneering earmarking process, investors can have a direct impact on specific communities or social objectives of their choosing. So in an effort to be conscious of everyone's time, I'll pause here, turn it back to you, Barb, and see if there are any questions.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jessica. We did receive a number of questions. Just as a reminder, if you have any and are on the call right now, feel free to add them through the Q&A icon at the bottom of the screen. But we will start with the first one. What types of clients take advantage of customization within the mutual fund?
Good question. Yeah, so in the institutional share class of the fund, CRANX, and in our separately managed accounts as well, we work with a wide variety of institutional clients. They range from religious organizations. We work with foundations, endowments, and pensions. There's high net worth clients and also some healthcare and insurance companies that have found this ability to target their investment dollars towards their specific missions and values to be beneficial. I'd also add that we have a bank share class of the mutual fund, the ticker is CRAIX, and through the bank share class, we work with financial institutions who are subject to the Community Reinvestment Act. And for them, the fund is an innovative way to receive positive investment tax credit under the CRA, because they can directly benefit their local community footprint through this earmarking process. I guess I'd also add that we have many investors that actively choose not to target their investment dollars within the fund because they support all of the fund's impact objectives or maybe have a nationwide footprint of community investing. So while customizing your fund, your investment in the fund is certainly an option, and we really want to support this option, it's not required to invest in and or benefit from the fund.
Great. The next question, what impact themes are most popular?
Another good one. We do see broad support across all of our impact themes. And I'll also just add that we're always looking to keep our themes current based on client demand. But if I was to pick several that I think are the most popular, In the last few years, I'd say affordable housing is one, environmental sustainability has always been a very strong popular theme, and minority advancement.
Can investors make changes to their impact targeting?
Sure, yeah, the short answer, yes, certainly. So we do like to work closely with our shareholders, and we want to make sure that their investment in the fund is as closely aligned to their missions and values and goals as possible. So if those priorities end up shifting, we would like to be able to assist with the change and have the fund be a tool to facilitate that change.
Okay. I'm not quite sure I understand how the investor receives the benefits of a mutual fund while targeting individual investments.
Sure, yeah, I completely understand, and this can be confusing, and it's a question that we get asked a lot. I personally find it helpful to visualize separating the financial and the impact perspective of the fund. So from a financial perspective, you are investing in a mutual fund where all of the risks and returns are shared amongst all of the fund shareholders. However, if you just ignore that for a minute and think about the impact perspective of the fund, we're essentially custom creating a miniature earmarked portfolio of bonds specifically for each shareholder that chooses to target a specific area, whether that be a specific geography, impact theme or themes, or initiative. And I can give an example in case that might be helpful. So let's just pretend you care about investing only in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. That's where I'm sitting here today. And you have a $5 million investment in the fund. So you would let us know your interest in targeting those $5 million to Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. That does not change any of the financial benefits or aspects of the fund, but we would take that direction, identify investments in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, purchase them in the fund, and earmark them specifically to this shareholder for impact targeting purposes. Reporting that would be received would include all of the bonds that are benefiting Mecklenburg County with those impact stories, so you can really see what the benefit of all of those bonds are to your local community, along with reporting on the overall fund and its overall impact.
This next question kind of goes with that, but how frequently are impact reports produced? And are they detailed down to the geographic or specific investment level, or are they more broad?
Great question, yes. So we do reporting on a quarterly basis. Anytime there is a new earmarked investment, those reports get updated. So an investor that comes in with maybe a large investment and it takes several quarters to be fully earmarked, they'll be receiving a report every single quarter that new investments are earmarked. And yes, the reporting shows there's maps on the impact by geography. There's a pie chart on impact across all of the impact themes, and then also a listing of all of the earmarked bonds and the stories associated with them, that the impact stories that bring the investment to life.
Okay, how do we take advantage of the customization of targeting investments?
Yeah, great. So you just let us know that it's something you're interested in. I mentioned on the website, ccminvest.com, there is, under the impact customization tab, there's a targeting form. So you can fill that targeting form out and send it to targeting@ccminvest.com or your relationship manager that you may already be working with to let them know your customization preferences. And we'll respond and let you know that everything's set up, or ask any clarifying questions if we have any.
Like I'm rapid firing interviewing you, but another question, glad to get all these questions. How is the targeting in an SMA different from the mutual fund, if at all? And then along those lines, what is the benefit of the SMA over the mutual fund?
Sure, yeah, and this is really client preference. When thinking about an SMA, You will want to think about the diversified mix of bonds that you want to hold in the portfolio. So there could be some financial consideration. So for example, if you're looking to target something very narrow in scope, it may be something that we'll want to discuss when creating the investment management agreement with your individual investment guidelines. Sometimes it's helpful to be a little bit more broadly focused in a separately managed account. But in the fund, we have a lot of flexibility in terms of hitting more specific impact targets and also with smaller dollar investments, just given the overall diversification of the broader mutual fund. So there's definitely benefits to both, and it's very client specific. So we're very happy to have an individualized conversation with you about what makes the most sense for you.
I just want to be cognizant of everyone's time. We said it was going to be a 15-minute webinar. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Jessica. And we look forward to working with you soon.